What's up, YouTube? It's Nice Man. Ah, 72 coming at you from the hashtag Let Us South. And man, I tell you, it is wintertime here in my part of North Carolina. It's like good Lord. But I hope everybody is doing great tonight. Decided to go on here and do a Tuesday night chit chat. Got some cards that came in. I'm going to work on them as we talk. I'll throw them up as we go along. Hope everybody's doing good. And if you join in the chat and you want to jump on here, we'll jump on there and let's do the thing, man. Gotta get your stuff right. Wearing my Harper jersey tonight. Yeah, wearing my Harper jersey. Hey, what's up, Bobbles? Doing good, brother. Hope you're doing good, man. Hey, brother, you ain't gonna believe this. They calling for snow here on Sunday. They calling for like 5 inches, maybe even more. It's crazy. Yeah, I had just gone on live. I was going to do the secret messaging down back below here. But, man, I'm glad you're on here. Hey, if you want to jump on here, man. Just let me know. I'll send you an invite. Just talking about some stuff. Yeah, y'all got hammered. We got hammered at work because of it. But, yeah, good Lord. That was some – and out of the blue, too, right? So, but there was a couple things, man, I was wanting to talk about tonight. And first of all, I want to talk about eBay. I don't understand the whole eBay bucks anymore. I thought they got rid of the program. And then I'm seeing people posting stuff, buying stuff with eBay. Okay, hang on. Let's see. Invite. Let's see. All right, I'm working on that as we speak. But the thing about the eBay, I don't understand the eBay, but it's the first thing I want to talk about is with that is I don't understand that what's going on. I even got a message you could use it, but nothing I was buying. Check your Facebook, brother. I'll send it to your Facebook. See, working to get Bobbles on here. So let me know if it went, Brandon, and I hit the share and it did that. So it went to Facebook messaging. But like I said, anybody who wants to jump on here, I'll send you an invite. We can all talk, chit chat, see what's going on, man. It's this game. Let's do it. Man, look at this man. What's up? Bobbles. What's up, brother?
What's up, man?
I got you on here, man. Man, I don't understand. First, thanks for jumping on here. And I've thrown out the invite. Anybody else that wants to jump on here. But man, the first thing I wanted to talk about eBay tonight was I don't understand the eBay bucks. You know, it's like I was saying, I thought they got rid of the program. Then I'm seeing people saying the redeeming bucks, and then I get a message that there's a time frame that I collect them and use them, but nothing I buy I'm able to use.
So they aren't doing it on a monthly or quarterly thing like they used to. They are offering it like every so often. You'll get this message says, you know, for the next 72 hours or something, get 8% eBay bucks or something like that. It's usually after you've done spend a bunch of money on there, and then they'll throw it at you. But yeah, I just actually had like $50 worth of eBay books or something that I had to use. So yeah, it's just random when they send them now. It's not like it used to be where every purchase earned you eBay bucks. It's random now when they want to choose to.
Man, that's a bunch of horse hot calls. Like I saw the one that I saw was JD. JD, I think made a post in your group, and it was like he bought it with eBay bucks or had eBay bucks. And JD, if you're one of the ones watching this, confirm that for me. but I wasn't really sure, and I was like, well, let me go check my account. And I didn't have none of my purchases. I didn't have a balance. It showed every purchase I did was zero eBay money. And then it said I had a message like right after I checked it, it shot me a message. eBay shot me a message and said, during this time period, you'll earn bucks, which I've gotten that before.
Yeah.
And I'm still not earning nothing.
I'd have to go on and look at mine.
JD saying not me, guy, but for some reason, Jay, I thought you said that you'd something about eBay bucks or something, not just a couple of weeks ago. So my bad.
So
now y'all just know JD's the guy that if you tell him something 5 minutes ago, he forgets that you told him that. So I'm just saying.
So last period, my earnings were from the last quarter of the year, from October to end of December. And yeah, it was just certain periods where they offered it. And really the only reason I had so much is it just so happened that I had them when I was able to work the deal out on the 2 Victor Robles cards. So that gave me $32 or $38 right there. So yeah, they just randomly give it to you. And it looks like it's earned for a quarter, because mine was from October to November, or November to October to December, whatever the hell it is.
Hey, I want to show this card real quick. This is one of the cards I got in the mail in the last 2 days. It's an eBay purchase. But it is the top 100 Bowman Chrome insert for Juan Soto. And me and Bobbles, we were actually just going back and forth about talking about inserts and our thoughts on the inserts, especially with Juan Soto inserts. But this is one of the inserts that's been gaining momentum. It doesn't matter who grades it at this point. Any of the big three, it's drawing in money. But that's the top 100. I bet you whoever placed him, because he was placed at number 60. I bet you somebody at Tops is probably eating crow right about now.
Tops doesn't necessarily do that. That's baseball. The baseball writers, like Baseball of America or whatever it is.
Well, yeah, when whoever it did came up with him, put him in 60. That's because he came out of a ghost out of nowhere. So
is JD on? Is he getting on here?
JD, are you getting on here? I'm gonna send him an invite. I know he was working card hedge stuff, and I don't know if he's able to do it.
I clicked over on the other funny tubes. I almost went live tonight, but I know there's people that I don't know. I've noticed like that there's been a little bit of topics that just been buzzing around, and I almost got on and went live, but
there's been some interesting videos. I mean, there's been Dakota put his rant video out.
I messaged him about that. He didn't reply. He read the messages, but he didn't reply back on it. Here's my thought, and something I've been thinking about a lot lately. And this isn't to excuse my French, but it's not to talk shit about anybody. It's just to say it like it is. So to come right out and say it, this hobby just makes 0 cents. It makes none. The people in it make no sense. And this is one of the only things that I can think of in this world that we do everything ass backwards. Like literally, we do it ass backwards. So the company that's now people pay the most money for, and that gets the most popularity for grading cards, is the company that has the most issues, the most, FBI investigations, the longest turnaround times, the worst customer service. Quite honestly, not just like to throw them under a rock, but their slabs are the worst.
It's a hospital band, right? That's what I
well,
call it.
I'm not talking label. I'm talking quality of the slab. It's thin plastic, like it's the cheapest out of the. It to be honest with you, I've cracked so many slabs. The PSA slab is actually probably thinner plastic than a BCCG slab. I mean, they're almost comparable, and yet that's the company that everybody pays the money to. And then you get on here and doing stuff like this, doing YouTube, it gets frustrating because quite honestly, the reason I started getting on was people started asking me questions and stuff, and I like to try to help people out. But I find the people that get the most attention and the people that get praised or put on this pedestal are the ones that come right out and tell you they don't know what the hell they're talking about. It's like,
Well, there's
how
been
are the folks
every
that
PSA's got that PSA. They don't. And I hear people say, "Well, PSA's got the money to do advertising." I don't see PSA. They get
they
free
don't have to
advertising. They
advertise?
get all the free advertising they want.
They
off of
don't have
YouTube.
to advertise.
Yeah.
See, here's what people forget, and I wanted to discuss the whole gem rate thing, and I wanted to discuss it on a neutral manner of why the gem rate numbers are basically irrelevant. Like, that's data that they put out, and it's good data. Don't get me wrong, it's good data. It's good conversational data. But to look at it to try, like in Neo's video when he said, let's grade the graders and see who's best, that is irrelevant. You cannot use that data and try to say who is best as far as a grading company. That data does not.
Let me ask you a question then on that. I watched it. I watched the video and was curious. And I have my opinion, but do you think that was like clickbait, the way that he titled it to get folks to watch it?
Of course.
Based off of what was in the video?
It's a hot topic that I mean, look at my group
It was
alone. How
smart
many
move if you
people?
want people to watch it. I mean, that's what you do. I mean,
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, like, and that's how some of these channels get so popular to begin with. Is it's keywords, it's click words, But
and the algorithm's catching it and throwing it
yeah,
out.
yeah. I mean, but the fact of the matter is, on a neutral aspect of it, I'm not going to sit here and say SGC is best. I'm not going to say PSA is or BGS is. There's many things that people have forgotten right from the get-go. Well, maybe they didn't even forget. They just don't even know. The whole reason PSA is on the pedestal today and the most popular figure is the fact they were the cheapest grading company,
Mm-hmm.
and they were the easiest to get a gem mint grade. It's not knocking them. It's not saying that one company is better. It's fact. They state it right on their website. 60-40 centering. They have the most relaxed grading scale out of anybody out there. And then what's
What is it? The eye appeal.
Well,
they coined the eye appeal.
That's
part of their grading.
You might say one card looks good, and I might say another one looks good. That eye appeal is personal opinion. But as far as standards, they have the least or the easiest standards. And so Nat Turner himself, what people are missing the point of is that gem rate data was compiled over the course of the entire history of the companies. It's not like the 2021 data. That was compiled from the entire history of the companies. So Nat Turner himself has said the old grading at PSA would not meet today's standard. So obviously that data again becomes irrelevant because
there's a dude. Have you seen that video? There's a dude that he actively seeks older PSA graded slabs that based off their grading, he sends it in to get it reslabbed and it gets reduced, like from a 10 or from a 9 down to a 7.
Well, yeah, I mean,
they pay the difference. They pay him the difference from the original grade. And he's done it like twice, I think. And he did a video, but I hadn't seen anything.
I haven't seen that because
Isn't that crazy? I mean, that goes into what you just said.
Right. It's there's no relevancy to the gem rate data to try to sit and say who's one better than the other. There's not. Just look at our grade reveals when we get cards back, and we are one submitter, okay? But we have 20 plus different examples in every single submission. And when I do the grade reveal, I break them into person. And you might see a person that has a 80% gem rate. You might see a person that has a 60% gem rate. You might see a person that has a 30% gem rate. And you might see a person that doesn't have a single damn 10 in their order. All there's no relevancy to it to try to use that data to say which company is best. And then you want to toss in, he said something about the percentage, what was it over here? The column on the right, percent of items graded. The first thing people are thinking is they see 7.6% under SGC for the 2020s, and they think, oh, SGC is grading more than PSA BGS on Ultra Modern, right? That's not the case. What that is the entire history of cards graded. 7.6% of the entire population of SGC is cards from the 2020s. So those numbers, again, are irrelevant because we don't know the total number of cards that each company graded to figure out what exactly, how many is that 7.6%. We're in 2022 right now. There's not many cards from the 2020s yet. I mean, let's be real. You got 2020 and 21.
They're still sitting in storage.
Well, and it's like 2 years, you know? So people are looking at this and twisting it into different ways. But then, and this isn't just to like bash on him. I'm reading comments. I'm reading like the posts in the group and everything else. And you hear people, well, what if SGC got rid of the 9.5? I just was over. Neo is live right now, and he was talking to another guy. And I keep hearing this. When someone gets an SGC 9.5, they don't know what to do with it. How the hell do you not know what to do with it? Read what it says on the label. Outside of the number. Read what it says. It says Mint Plus, correct?
Sure.
Mint Plus is better than Mint, right?
Yes.
So that is a better quality card than a PSA 9 or a BGS 9 or an SGC 9. It's a better quality card. We've all agreed there's tweeners. PSA agrees there's tweeners, or they wouldn't have an 8.5, a 7.5, a 6.5, etc. They know there is a between grade, but they don't put it in the 9 and the 10. Why? Because that, just like he said himself, the grading companies have buckets that they put the cards into, right?
Yep.
Without a 9.5, many Mint Plus cards, PSA can then validate and argue of why they got deemed a gem mint. It allows them to give it the 10 bump. SGC has the 9.5.
Can we call it the T-bone? Let's call it the T-bone.
It's nonsense. You know, the other thing that when he was saying,
people take so much stock, they've turned this into a proposition like it's stocks and stuff like that. It's like, why are we chasing the rabbit for stuff like this?
Do you want to know why that whole chart has gotten so much attention? Why it's gotten so much talk?
Why?
Do you know why? Because the initial looking at that chart, is showing that SGC is the toughest grader because they're at a 38% gem rate. Okay. When you look at the PSA, they're at like 55. And when you look at BGS, they're 60 something. So when you look at that chart and you see SGC gem rate of 38%, little bells and whistles start ringing, and people are like, well, why in the hell aren't we paying more for their gem copies? If they're the toughest grader and their gems are harder to get, then why aren't they valued more? But then the PSA folks have to keep the PSA values up and throw out an argument. They have to do a video trying to say, well, no, they grade the same as everybody else. It's just they have a 9.5, right?
Yep.
But let me ask you this. How about we get gem rate instead of doing it that way, right? How about we get gem rate to readjust BGS's grading scale? How about we do that and look at the data broken down of
Well,
a black label?
that's the one I had an issue with, was that how on when Jim Mint did that was BGS's Beckett stuff.
Well,
you know,
what would fix all of this crap and maybe make it, because people can't comprehend stuff apparently unless it's like sugar coated and I don't know, drawn with crowns and graphs or whatever, but
oh shit, that was funny.
they don't, like, there's literally on Gem Rate's Instagram, there's like, why do you analyze Beckett at 9.5 but not SGC? Seems inconsistent.
Yep.
People don't understand that SGC's 9.5 isn't Gem Mint. I mean, I respect the guy. He knows his stuff. I'm not going to talk shit about him. But Chris Sewell, baseball collector, investor, dealer, he did a video. He even in his video devalued SGC because he compared the 9.5 to BGS's 9.5. You can't do that.
You can't CGS
grade. It's not the same grade.
Makes more sense to do it that way, but not SGC. You're right.
Really, if people would look at BGS's scale in the same like parallel sense of an SGC scale, it would make more sense to them. The reason I say that is people are going to sit here and say, well, SGCs should get rid of a 9.5, right? But there's no one out there saying, why the hell does BGS have 2 pristines? Like, it's hard enough to designate or validate a card of being pristine. And then this company has 2 of them. How in the hell do you get 2 pristines? It's either pristine or not pristine. There is no
people that are coming into the hobby, people coming into the hobby that don't know anything about slabs, and it makes it even worse. I mean, are you taking the blue pill or the red pill?
Well, it's also, things have been twisted and changed and modified, and nothing is streamlined. Nothing out there is streamlined. And again, I'm not saying this to be mean, but they can't comprehend it. Like, I know we've said, based on, popularity of the hobby and the grading industry and everything, that more options are better for the hobby, and I don't disagree. The issue with it is we're trying to use something now to determine quality of a card. Okay, that's what grading was intended to do, was to take out any questions of condition of a card when you go to move it, right?
Mm-hmm.
The issue is now the companies aren't streamlined. They're not on the same scale. And you can't, again, another reason you can't use Gem Rate's data is because the scales are different.
And like what you said too, and it's also true, folks need to remember is that the definition of how they grade criteria, like the 6
is different.
It's different vendor by vendor.
BGS, if they would just change, and I know we're 20 years into this, 22 years in, almost 30 years now for PSA into grading. So nobody's going to go back and just change everything. They're not going to do that. If anything changed, it would have to be from today moving forward. Just like people forget when Neo was like, well, I'm just going to split the 9.5. How are you going to split it 50-50? A, you don't know. And B, the 9.5 is a new grade for SGC. And then people are like, well, take it away. What does it matter? Like, they used to not have a 9.5.
I've
It was a
seen more.
9.
I've seen as much chatter in social media over the video as there has been on the rookie card for Wander Franco. Is it or isn't it for the prospects? With
Who the hell cares what Beckett Magazine put in their magazine? Buy whatever damn rookie you want.
I only
You're
know
going
one
to have
person that follows it. So, I mean,
it. So another guy, like, I respect those back pages so hard. The guy he goes back to one of the ones, like I was just saying earlier, like the hobby does everything ass backwards, right?
Mhm.
People listen to somebody who has no knowledge of this hobby. They really don't even care about the hobby. What they're using this platform and YouTube for is to put money into their pocket. Plain and simple. We know this. To get clicks, put money in their pocket. They don't really care about the hobby. They're going to do what people want to watch, whether they're bullshitting them or not. That's just being blunt about it. That's what it is, right?
Yep.
Those back pages, tell me why. And I'm going to say this even more for myself, so I'm not even putting anybody else under the bus here. Tell me why I have more subscribers than that man.
I mean, I've always called him the moral compass of the hobby. He is so knowledgeable. And
before the hobby blew up, he was the man everybody knew. And it pisses me off too when you hear these newer YouTubers say, well, just a few years ago, the card content on YouTube. Are you kidding me? Alico goes back 10 plus years.
Yeah, well, almost 15, right? So
I think he's at 10 or 11 years is his oldest video, something. I can't remember.
Videos, yeah, my bad.
You had him on there. You have those back pages was around. There was plenty of people that was on YouTube doing card content.
And you know,
plenty of people.
And you say that these folks don't understand that. I've had both of them on the channel. You and me both were on when Alico was on, and I was really surprised how few views there were with their names in the title. I mean, it doesn't matter channel with the
it's not name. It's not name recognition, it's topic recognition.
And you know, and it's just like
so
still, you know, people have taught and they've said it on other channels. Hey, check, you've done it. Other people have done it, said, hey, check out Nat's Man's channel. He's got been on there with Alico. He's had Eric on there. And it's just like a lot of people don't realize who these guys are. And it's just like really
there's really more people.
I watched. Did you see Bench Clear with Nolan on there?
Yeah, I watched it with Ty.
With Ty, I'm not slamming Ty because Ty usually does a pretty good interview, but like when he started out, it was like he almost didn't have the background on Nolan that he should have to begin with.
Well, he kind of said in the beginning that he didn't even realize they lived in the same state.
Hey, you know, so.
But I mean, I guess what I try to get at with this is, I use myself as an example. I should not have more subscribers than those back pages. Neo should not have more subscribers than Alico. That's just facts. My channel, you know, it grew early in 2021 when SGC came back and I was doing the update videos and all that. It was trigger words. People were looking for that information.
Neo hit because Neo blew up too when he did a couple of videos, and I want to say they were PSA topic videos, and just that happened to be the topic, the hot topic. People were looking for SGC. You were the only person, the first person I ever saw that put out SGC content was Chili. Then the next one I saw that I found was Guns or was it Canton Collector now?
Yeah.
And then your channel, and it was all back to back within the week. Y'all were
Right.
the only three that, and then you've been the only one that's consistently done it.
Well, and Nolan had content out too, because
Not
he's actually
specific SGC content for an entire episode.
he did. He had a return. That's when that's actually when
I'm talking
found
about how SG more in depth than just your
oh
return.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
No, it just there's folks out there that maybe it's because they're not doing the videos trying to get the revenue. They're just doing and
I don't.
y'all seen me. The only reason I monetize my videos now is because when I first hit to where I could monetize them, I wasn't. And then I realized that YouTube was putting ads in anyway. So I was like, screw it. I'm going to go ahead and click the monetize. I've tried doing more content just because, I want to have fun with it. You know, like doing the Monday mail day thing. Nobody's watching that shit. I had 47 views on yesterday's video. I've learned if I don't post links around everywhere, like on Instagram and in the group and this and that, nobody goes and watches the video, and that's fine. I'm doing it to have fun. If I got on right now and said, hey, I want to talk about this gem rate stuff, and if I gave legitimate arguments on a neutral basis, because that's where I'm at on it, it's good data. It's cool data to see, but it's irrelevant data. It's not telling me that SGC is better than anybody. It's not telling me BGS is better than anybody. And it's not telling me PSA is better than anybody. For a fact, I have cards right here. You want to put into terms of who is the better company. I have cards here picked out for the next order, okay? Out of these, there's only one that I'm confident will get a 10 on, all right? There's not, but let's say there's 10 cards here, right? And if I'm only confident in one, that's 10% gem rate, but I'm still sending them in. People have to understand a gem percentage data doesn't say that one company is better than the other. We all are our own choice, and none of us are sending in every card with an expectation of a gem mint.
Well, I like what Dakota said. I'm in agreement with Dakota on his last video was about the whole grading thing. And grade what you want to grade.
And grade with who you want to grade with.
If you like the card and you're getting it graded, it doesn't matter when it comes back in. You're getting it graded for what we said before, for the original purpose of grading vendors that were created was to protect the card and authenticate that it was a real card. But you just want it protected. You just want it shouldn't. Who are you to tell me that because of this this is one I got picked up. It's the Brooklyn collection out of 75 black for Juan Soto for this year. Now it could be off center.
A lot of them are,
but who would you to be to tell me Nats, you don't get that graded? You're wasting your money. You're doing that. You shouldn't get that graded. That if you send it to PSA, you're not going to get a 10. You're not going to get no money out of it. If you send it to SGC, they're really hard.
That's exactly why I said the grading metrics on that gem rate data. Nobody needs to be doing a video to try to tell anybody else who is the better company. Nobody out there. And nobody out there is sending every single card. I picked up this morning. I got up early, went met a guy, picked up 85 cards for this coming order. Okay. Out of 85 cards, he told me, he's like, I looked these things over hardcore. He's like, I had 100, but I took 15 out. So he did look his cards over. He said there's only 10 that he feels confident can get a gem. 10. Okay, out of 85 cards. Nobody is sending every card with the expectation of it getting a gem. That data is useless.
Let me ask you a question.
Useless.
Let me ask you a question. I keep hearing, and for those that don't know, and this is the angle that I want you to shoot from. All right. is you keep hearing, PSA, they were at 150, they're down to 100. And, there's videos out there, there's social media content out there, Instagram, whatever. And folks are saying the right card to send to which grader based off the price points that are going on right now, specifically PSA. What are they really saying, Bobbles? What's your opinion? What are they really saying about sending a specific card to say PS? Let's say, give me your thoughts on the PSA verdict, SGC, and BGS. What's your thoughts on that?
Okay, looking at it on an outside view, looking in, and if I did things differently, okay, and if I was in it for money. And here's another thing real quick before I answer this. A lot of these guys out here that are the popular voices and opinions in this hobby, they have little, sometimes even no grading experience. They don't grade cards themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They buy graded cards, but then they want to tell everybody who and when and where to send their stuff to. That's another part that pisses me off, because it's like you're basing an opinion off of something completely that you have zero knowledge with. None.
Just real quick before you give me your sponsors, two guys I think of off the bat that I love when they sort of kind of about this. They will say they buy the grade, they buy slab cards,
Yeah.
They don't submit. Eric and Big Ermy 33, I love it because they're upfront about it. They're saying, "Hey, I'll let you do all the work. I'll let you pay for that. I ain't gonna put your slab out there." And when you're not,
they're also not doing content telling people.
Right, they're not doing that.
Where to send it. Eric and me disagree that because Eric's, he's 95% now, maybe. Stuff's got to be in a PSA slab. He likes PSA.
He's a PSA, yeah.
But he's been buying CSG, and he does own some SGC. So I disagree that I won't pay for the PSA label. Like right now, I'll be honest, there's a card I'm looking for, and it's not. I looked at what it sells for in a PSA and the grade that I'm looking at it in, and then I found it in a CSG slab. The seller sent me an offer, and now I'm like, well, let me go check SGC, and it actually, the last one in SGC sold cheaper. So now I'm trying to see if I can find me an SGC one. I'll buy whatever. I prefer the Tux, but I like the CSG slab as well. I've been looking at them as another option to buy for my collection because they're so cheap.
Yeah,
I'll buy them all day. Now, as far as if I was looking at it, and here is where
do PSA first. Let's get the beast out of the way.
Okay, but in a full picture, right?
Right.
If I was just doing this purely for monetary reasons, okay? First off, anything that I chose to send to PSA, and I've told people this, anything that I would choose to send to PSA, I would pay $150. I would not pay $100. I just wouldn't do it. The reason why, unless it's something older or with an established value on the grade to where the market's not trending downward on it, if it's a brand new, for example, this is a bad example, but okay, brand new product. All right. I don't know what the value of it would be in a PSA slab, but it's a brand new product. If I decided to send that to PSA, I would pay the $150. Simple reason, they've already said 3-month turnaround time. What could happen to a card that's pulled today in a 3-month time? Somebody else might jump the gun and pay the $150 and get it on the market, and set a value. And then somebody else sees that. Look at the Mac Jones effect. Somebody else sees that sale. They send one at 150. They put it on the market. Well, it's probably going to go lower because now you got 2. Then you're going to wind up with 4 and 6, 8, 12 on the market. And
So
every time.
So essentially, the cost, whoever you're using, the cost of getting it slabbed in a timely, quick manner based off of those fees, and what your ROI would be for flipping. But because I know as a just a collector, I'm not sending that stuff. I'm not sending that to PSA. If I'm going to slab something, either I'm going to send it to SGC or CGS.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
So, but if I'm in it for the money side and I need to get that gain, you know, if I want the PSA value, that's what I'm going to say, the PSA value. If I want the PSA value, I'm not sending it at $100 unless it's a card like an older Jordan. I'll use that as an example. If I have an older Jordan where it makes sense to send it to PSA, then I could do it at $100 because that card has an established value. It's not got such a roller coaster ride of market value. I could send it and it would wait. 3 months isn't going to affect it that much in the market. New stuff, if I'm pulling a Mac Jones Prism Silver, I'm not going to send it at $100 and wait 3 months when I know there's people going to be sending it at $150. So that $100 price point, to me, it doesn't do any good. Because if I was to use PSA, I would pay that extra $50 to get that card back in 2-3 weeks. So that would be first off. Beckett, so with the group submissions, obviously, the price point is nice to send in cards. But again, if I was on the outside, Beckett is pretty much irrelevant right now. I mean, what are they, 125 with no subs to get a card back turned quick? And I don't think you can send them anything else unless you do it like at the Dallas show. So is it 250 with subs? Something like that?
It's quite a bit. I haven't looked.
I can't remember, but I think it's 125 or something like that without subs. They're irrelevant right now because, again, if I'm going to spend that much to get a card slabbed, I might as well PSA it. I mean, that's the whole thing. Now, realistically, the upside for me with SGC, I mean, look at what we just got back. 1,700 cards in 1 month.
Yeah, that's
1,700 in 1 month. And they've been consistently doing that. Now, again, I know it's looked at as that I'm a one-way street because that's who I use with SGC. It's not the case. Sean subs to PSA. I talk to him all the time. He knows my view.
I've got stuff at PSA. I mean,
you sub to PSA.
Stuff at CSG.
There's some stuff for people. And when people say, you got to know what to send where, again, that goes back to what are you doing with the card? It's not my choice. It's not my decision to say what you should do with your Juan Soto.
My PSA is exactly what you're saying. My PSA submissions are all for flips.
Yeah,
there's no DC in it.
And if it makes sense, like right now,
the market wants,
right now at $100 a card, none of it makes sense to me. And I tried talking to a guy on Instagram about this because he showed an order, and I'll show you one of the cards that he had to send in. So it's this kid right here, Kaprizov.
Oh
broke
yeah.
the freeze off. Okay. He had like, I don't know, 3 of these or something, and he was sending them to PSA. Okay. I get his thought process, but I asked him, I said, what happens if you pay $100 to get that graded and you catch a 9?
Or an 8.
Well, just a 9.
Yeah, just a 9, but shit.
You're pretty much screwed. Now,
That's a hard. People don't know Bobbles Batman. It being so dark and no border on, that's a tough card. I would think that would be a tougher card to grade.
well,
At least off of baseball stuff.
that and just the corner issues that Upper Deck had in that product. But
Okay.
so what if you just get a grader that day that's like, oh, you sent 5 of them, I'm going to give you a 2 and a 10, but the other 3 I'm going to 9 you. He just paid $100 a piece, and let's just say he had 5. I don't remember exactly how many he had. But okay, so he's getting 5 back, but 3 9s, 2 10s. So on the 10s, he's probably going to catch, I'm going to say, $500. The 9, I think at the time, and this was a few weeks ago, but the 9 at the time was like 120. Again, stupid, because you have a gem mint and a mint. Why is the gap 4x? Doesn't make sense. My question to him was, let's say he has 5 and he sends them to SGC, and let's say he does it himself. Okay. Instead of paying $500, he's at $150. He's already saved $350. He gets them back in 4 weeks instead of 3 months. And that was kind of what I said to him. You know, this isn't a huge card. A big card, okay, whatever. This isn't a big card. This is probably an average Joe's card today. You know, a lot of people probably have a card of some sort in this range. I was like, why are you going to pay 4 times more to wait 3 times longer? And I don't think people like understand it in that aspect. If they would say it out loud, I'm paying 4 times more to wait 3 times longer. You're going from $25 to $100, 1 month to 3 months. What is the benefit in that? And they're all expecting gems. They have to be, because the difference in a gem to a 9 or an 8 is so far-fetched that taking that risk at that price point per card
ain't worth it.
It's crazy. It would
That's
have to be something
huge gamble, yeah. And the odds are stacked against you. That's an excellent point, man. I appreciate it. Hey, this is a card I got. Another card I got in, man. I am been picking up because y'all, as you can tell, we're both National fans, and so I have been picking up some Ruiz cards, and a lot of folks don't like the quote MLB non-licensed stuff. I think some of them look really good, and this is one I thought I liked. I've got one that was Trey Turner's version back when he was a rookie, but this is a Hubert Ruiz. He's the catcher and got part of the Trey Turner and Max one eye there, blue eye trade that came from the Dodgers. But I think they call what is it? I think Panini calls it. Do they call it cracked ice?
Yeah, that's cracked ice.
And
rookie
it's the rookie ticket auto
out of 23.
And so let me look here.
Should be out of 23.
It's upside down. My bad. Listen to this, man. Point.
All of the cracked ices are out of 23.
But that's one I'm going to be sending to, when I do an order for SGC, because I'm kind of stuck on what I want to do. I'm not really sending anything because I got like orders out there waiting, and I don't want to get popped all at one time.
Oh no.
And but I've got some stuff, and it's the Star Wars, the Galaxy from this past year, and it's the Atomics, and they're all 150. And so I got a lot of those cards, and I've actually got them displayed over here. Some of them displayed in the nice One Touches that UV protected that's got the penny sleeve. And so I've got those in there, but I want to get all of those graded with SGC. I think they will look sharp in a SGC because I'm of the opinion that there's some cards out there I don't think look that great in a SGC. That's just my opinion. But like cards like that can pop and like with some good color,
darker,
like bright colors look really good.
Darker colored refractors can sometimes get lost in the tux, like a dark purple, black, like that Soto that you had, the Brooklyn. That would actually look okay. I know it's a dark bordered card, but what that would do is blend with the frame, and then the photo would pop. But like a dark purple or a real dark blue, those sometimes get lost.
Yeah, I got a Carter Key Boom, and it's the Bowman Sterling, that black, and it is so flat black, it'll get lost. And he's in the blue jersey.
Yeah. I mean, there are cards. I'm not disagreeing that at all. They're just
he's gonna get lost.
It takes some of the presence away from them. And that's the thing, man. At the end of the day, it kind of ticks me off, but I guess I get some people's opinion or view. Like the guy I was talking about with the hockey card, he made this comment to me, and it said, well, of course you have to give reason why SGC makes sense. You're a group submitter. You have to pump the product. The truth is, I don't twist nobody's arm to send us cards. I don't have to pump the product. Like, if y'all notice, I don't do a whole lot of SGC and pump videos anymore. I do reveals, I do previews. I don't really do a whole lot of pricing comparisons, none of that kind of stuff, right? I've been talking more hobby related, more neutral topics, that sort of thing, right?
Reaching a broader audience.
Well, that, and I don't want that perception.
Yeah.
Because that's never been the case. Yes, I've said it many times. I talked a lot about them because it's the company I used. Again, going back to people listening to folks who don't know what the hell they're talking about and giving them all this high praise, I was trying to talk about what I knew about and help people, But the reality of it is, I don't have to pump the product. And why anyone would even think that is beyond me, because we've been doing subs now for 2 years.
Yeah.
Every single month. If Sean's still in here, every single month people send us cards, right? They don't have to. We've told people you don't have to be a part of the group sub to be in the group. It's a community. You don't have to send cards. We're not twisting your arm. There's no admission fee to the group that you have to send cards, right? But people still do it. I don't have to sit here and say you can sell SGC cards and make money, because obviously people month after month after month are sending cards. They're making money selling SGC slabs.
Yeah.
They're speaking on it themselves by what they're sending and what they're selling and seeing the results. If it wasn't good, they wouldn't be sending again.
It wouldn't be driving SGC return days to slowly creep up.
I have 3 right now that I know of card shops that submit through us. 3. If the slabs didn't sell, then why would card shops be sending through us?
Yeah. Good point.
So I don't have to sell the slabs. I don't have to sell SGC. The whole in 2022, there's something I want wiped clean from my resume, okay? And that is that Bobbles is just straight line SGC, 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 and then I'm just pumping product and everything else, because that's never been the case, right? I've talked about them. I've tried to show data to help people understand, to get information out there. The whole shit with arguing with people, that's another reason why I was glad I got to go on Dakota's channel and talk to him. People don't realize this because we only recorded for 2.5 hours. I talked to him that night for 4 hours. That was the first time I had ever talked to him. To be quite honest with you, I wasn't so sure about his channel when I first started watching his content. I didn't know which direction his channel was going. After talking to him and watching some of his other videos, he's basically just like us. He likes to sell cards and he likes to collect. And he's on YouTube, and he was also honest, which I appreciated, saying that he's doing YouTube content and he would like to make money from it. There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with trying to help people and put out entertaining content or helpful content and being rewarded at whatever your CPM rate is that YouTube pays you. I can assure you, my channel, it ain't shit. I don't make nothing off my videos, which is cool because I have fun doing them. I've met you. I've met Sean, JD, all of you guys. The other night when I was doing the grade reveal and Connor popped on.
Wow.
Dude, that meant a lot to me. Because I remember that dude when I first started. Every night I'd go live and he would pop on. First, what's up, Bobbles? He was always there before commenting. And that just sent me into this nostalgia mode of friendships along this way and stuff that people have said to me or has gifted me or conversations we've had, that sort of thing. That's been over the past 2 years, right? And that's what makes this a hobby. The market could tank tomorrow, like literally just shit tank. But we would still have conversations and friendships.
Let me ask you all worth it. Let me transition to a question, because I said I wanted to cover this topic tonight. And with you being involved in shipping so much, but it's a different type of shipping, y'all. This guy, I mean, if you want to see pictures, geez Louise, God bless him. But I wanted to talk about the plain white envelope program with eBay. I got a card tonight, one of the cards that I've been working on tonight as we've been talking. And it's not 99 cents for PWE program, I believe. And by the time this person got done using shipping tape around the envelope, and then within that envelope, an eBay envelope that was taped, shipping tape, and within that had plain white paper folded around it with shipping tape taped to it. Within that, it's like one of these Russian eggs, man. I'm telling you. Within that was the card with inside a team bag with one piece of cardboard and inside a top loader, and the top loader was completely taped off at the top.
So,
and it was a PWE.
I'm going to tell you,
I didn't charge nothing, but by the time this dude did all this, he spent 10 times as much money.
I
we need to do a video on how to ship shit.
Well, I'll be honest, I don't have a lot of experience in either direction with the plain white envelope. First off, most stuff that I buy, I try to, I guess, avoid the plain white envelope, or it's above the level. Like you can't ship a slab, or you can't ship it's over $20 card or whatever.
Which gets
So I don't have a
violated
lot of
every
experience. I do have like I'm not saying I never buy anything that comes in, but it's not often, and I don't ever use it. I've thought about it because I have so much stuff, but to me it seems like a headache for like I have stacks of slabs. Like I got 5 stacks right here that I need to still list to try to sell. Okay. Me sitting and listing a card that's gonna do $2, $3, $5, $8, whatever. That's taking the time because what people got to realize is whether I'm listing this or whether I'm listing this, it's taking me the same amount of time. So I try to get things out that are going to be like more profitable as well as more sought after, I guess you would say, first. And I list so little to begin with because of time doing so many other things.
Yeah, your
Um,
avenues, your gears changed for sure. I
I
know at one time we shipped the same way. Basically, was
well, so I do everything. Um,
on that level.
yeah, I do it bubble mailer,
Yep.
but I do a Manila bubble mailer with the cards inside of that, and then take that bubble mailer and put it inside of a poly bag bubble mailer, and that's how I ship my cards. Um, I will say one other reason I don't do a lot of plain white envelope, and one reason I started the value box group on Facebook because I started a second group to do more sale listings in
Tell
without
folks what
flooding.
that is. Tell them
Huh?
what platform that's on, brother.
Well, it's on Facebook. It's just a secondary group from our actual group, because I didn't want to flood it with a bunch of sale listings. Um, but I did that group, and what I try to do in there, and it's worked fairly well for the most part. I'll try to sell stuff in lots, or you know, I allow people to kind of stack, like, so over the course of the week, or whatever, um, I let them claim, and then I just keep a Google sheet throughout the week of who bought what, and I tell them, if you get to $20 for the week or $30 or whatever for the week, then I'll just do free shipping. And the reason I do that is then I can move some of these $2, $3, $4 cards, give them a deal. They can buy a lot, but then it's not me trying to like do 10 different transactions on eBay for plain white envelopes. I can just offer them free shipping and put them in bubble mailers, and they get a deal at a more bulk rate. So that's kind of why I started that group.
In my
So
opinion, is like when I ship something out, if it's a slab or it's a card, if it's it's getting bagged. Like I have a perfect one fit for all my slabs. It doesn't matter who it is. It's going to be put in that. Then it's going to be put in a team bag, and then I'm going to sandwich it between cardboard. And I'm going to use a rubber band to keep it sandwiched. I'm putting it like once you do. I put it in a bubble envelope,
mhm.
and and shipping it. If it's and if it's a high dollar, and my one I consider high dollar as like a $200 slab. I'll even go the extra step once you do, and I'll put it in a larger bag where
I
there's
do.
not a lot of movement. Just for that, I just think that's customer service. I
I
just
don't
think
have any in
that's
here, but
that
any
to me is
slab I
customer
sell,
service.
or anything that I sell on eBay, really, if it's card wise, um, I do. It's the size is a 000. They're very snug on the STC slabs, but it's a 000 Manila envelope. I put the slab in that, and I actually fold it to where it's just the bubble mailer around the slab. Like I'll fold it down to where it's just the
Yep.
size of the slab, and then I'll take the slab and I'll slide it into, I think it's a size 0, poly bubble mailer. And if it's something like where I feel that it needs further protection, I'll take slices of cardboard and slide down on either side of it. But then I take the poly mailer and I fold it over to seal it. So then you basically have, it's crazy, but you basically have like 3 layers of bubble mailer protection, because I actually take the poly mailer, and when I double it, you're getting double the protection, plus you have the manila envelope on the inside there. So, and then we also I ship so much stuff, we have the little windows that I cut the scan out and put into the little pocket.
That's pretty cool idea. I like one Amari, is one he's saying he uses it a lot. It's a discounted non-machinable stamp with tracking. They're still going through the machines, y'all. I'm just curious, Amari, if you're on here, have you had any issues with the post office still running it through the mail? I know, back before Thanksgiving, I had it sent to me, and I had 3 cards and top loaders destroyed because the post office ran it through the machine, and it said on there, do not bend and all that kind of stuff on there. Anybody that's on here watching, had anything like that happen? Are they having returns?
Well, Dakota he did a video. I can't remember when it was, but I watched it recently. He said he doesn't do anything but just take the envelope and put the card in it. He doesn't put any cardboard, nothing like that. He just puts the envelope, or takes the card in a top loader, puts it in the envelope. He said he's done a couple hundred of them, and has only had an issue with 1 or 2. So
I
can't speak on it. Like I said, I'm not gonna, again, I can sit here and go get the sugar bag and sprinkle some sugar, but
there's some folks that do it right. It sounds like Amari does it right. That if it's, use a top loader, sleeve, and a painter's tape, that's all you should use. I just couldn't believe that. And I'm hitting feedback on eBay on that one. I had to cut the top loader. It was actually for this card. I had to cut the top loader with a pair of scissors to access the card.
You want to know why? I bet why? I almost would guarantee I know why he did so much. That card is a thicker stock card, and I bet he was afraid it was going to get damaged.
He used the right top loader.
I know, but it's thicker in the envelope.
Yeah.
I bet he was afraid the machine was going to eat it up, so he added some protection to it. Almost guarantee it, because those are a little bit thicker. But Sean said he uses boxes for all slabs. I don't use them for all slabs. In fact, I buy bubble mailers in bulk. I will say if I'm shipping out an expensive slab, probably, I don't know, 500 or 750 or more. I don't really have a set cutoff rate, but if it's a more expensive slab, I do put it in a small priority box just to give it. I put it inside the poly mailer, and then I'll put the poly mailer inside of a small priority and just pay the extra couple bucks for that. Because you are risking a higher valued item. So
yeah, and if I've got a customer and they've bought, and if they've bought a card from me and it's a good card or a good slab, and I've made some money off of it, just me, I'll send it priority. I'm not going to charge you priority. I'll either do free shipping or basic mail, and I'll send it. I'll eat that cost just to keep you just to establish you as a customer. Hopefully you'll come back to me and buy something else.
I've actually been selling quite a few of these recently, and I never sold comics before.
How you doing on that?
I found that they actually make good boxes right from the post office. I ordered some to ship these out in. Actually done pretty well, and everybody's been happy. The best was the last guy, he messaged me. He bought a couple pretty pricey ones off of me. He was like, I got the package and it looks like the post office played football with it, and he sent me a picture, and my heart sunk because it literally looked like the box had been ran over or somebody just like kicked it or something. I knew that I packed it well, but it still scared me because the slabs are tight inside of the box, but I do wrap them a lot with bubble wrap. And when I seen how smashed in that box was, I was like, that slab got smoked. I know it did. And he like showed me, all the sides of the box, and I was like, shit, this is bad. So, and obviously a slab like that, if that thing broke like that, you have a book inside. It's not like just one piece of, cardboard. You have several pages of a book. And I was like, man. And finally, it was about 10 minutes and he messaged me back and I told him, I was like, everything was wrapped really well. And he messages me back and he's like, man, everything was great. I couldn't believe it. The way that box looked, I could not believe that they survived. But it just goes to show, put a little effort into your packing. I'm not too experienced with shipping these comic slabs, but
I mean, you don't have to go buy the brown paper shipping. I've used the bags from the grocery store, the plastic grocery bags, and stuffed it in there when I haven't had when I've
I have an advantage there.
Yeah, so you get that stuff, but like us, like somebody like me on a smaller level, you don't have to go out and buy that stuff, y'all.
No. And
think,
always something else I don't know if many people do. Save the packing that comes in.
yes.
Off your purchases. Make it. I got boxes under here of like the little small bubble mailer sheets people send and stuff like that. I just save that stuff because you can recycle it, you can reuse it.
Yeah, but
When I say I get an advantage, I have all the paper from the SGC packages. I mean, that's a lot of paper.
I saved the packaging. Now y'all don't be reusing the bubble wrappers, that especially the recycled paper ones, because the bubbles break down and the fibers from the recycle within the envelope break down. Don't use that as your primary. Now, I wouldn't say there would be an issue if you used it and threw a card in a slab and then placed that within another mailer.
I'm talking the stuff like this.
Yeah. That's what
these are like from the Tops Project 70s and stuff like that. They're still good. I got tons of them.
And another issue I wanted to talk about, and we're on eBay still, and this is my last eBay comment, I promise, is eBay tracking. I do not care for eBay tracking. I wish that if you send it, United States Postal Service, put a USPS tracker number in there. If you use UPS, give the UPS. I've got a card and it's showing, that it's been issued and there's been no movement on it a week, and I've had to like message the seller, hey, if you ship this thing out, do you happen by chance to have an actual true tracking number? I don't care. It's all one. Pull back just a little bit. That's what she said.
You see where it is?
Jamaica, Montreal. It's in Jamaica. It's in New York City then, right? In Jamaica and New York City.
Do you see when I bought it?
Good God. You're in the same boat.
It's just sitting there. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah, CVC. First of all, what's up, CVC? And I agree with you.
I sell tons on eBay. I don't have any problem selling on there.
Then, and Scott, I think you're Big Scott. He's on here. I think he's agreeing with us on it. Pretty sure. Here's an idea. I saw this old boy, and he's a new channel, and it has nothing to do with sports cards. But he like tests like weird stuff that's come out on the marketplace. And this isn't a weird product, but you know those little Apple tracker disc things that you can do tracking, like you can attach it.
Yeah, people put them on their dogs and stuff now.
Yeah. He sent something overseas to Asia and put the tracking in it. Now, every time it gets near, it doesn't matter whose iPhone it is. If it gets near an iProduct, it bings it. And so he was able to track it. I wonder, if you had somebody that you were sending stuff to, like if I was sending you some high-end stuff or I was concerned about tracking, what's your thoughts about people starting to use? I mean, is that like a nifty idea? You think somebody already doing that or may do that, or is that an interesting thought? Hey, drop it in the box. You know where it's going in addition to the tracking.
You're talking for cards?
Yeah, or anything with value that you would be shipping. And the person, they would return it. Like I knew you would return. I knew I'd get that tracker back when you're sending me my stuff back.
Nope, because
or add that as a premium service.
Now, here's the thing. So
charger, hang on. Go ahead.
I'll wait for him to get back since he asked the question.
I'm listening. I'm right here. I'm just plugging up.
Oh, okay. So I'll use myself as an example, right? And what you're saying would be something like used in our scenario. Say you send us your cards, right? And we send them to get graded. And then I have to send them back to you. And I can put your little tracker back in the box, right? But if I got 30 different people, I got to make sure that I know which one's Natsman's, which one's CVC's, which one's Sean's, which one's Big Scott's, which one's Amari's. I ain't going to lie. I'm likely going to get them mixed up. But then to further on that, okay, the only way it would really solve or make anyone actually feel safe is if I sent all of them in the package to SGC. Because all your stuff, once it gets to me, I'm sending it back out.
Well, then that's the idea. You think that's something plausible that could?
Well, what if SGC doesn't send them back to me? I mean, I'll tell y'all right now. So, when we first, what's up, Scott?
We need to put him in the middle, don't we?
Hey. He can wear that hat and laugh all he wants, but we have the laugh of the day because we got Soto's brother.
Yeah.
Anyway,
at 15 years old, you gave him a box of chocolates and said, "Come on over."
Did they pull up in a white van? Hey, kid, do you want an MLB?
Actually, today's his 16th birthday.
Oh, okay.
But so when we first started doing them, as y'all know, we sent registered mail, and that, to be honest with you, that took so long and was so much more stressful worrying about where the package was. We actually FedEx overnight now. I pay a shitload of money for it, but I just sent out 512 cards today. I know tomorrow morning they're going to be sitting on our rep's desk, and I pay for FedEx back. Now, this last order was 1,700 cards. I'm sure you can only imagine how much 1,700 cards FedEx overnight priority Saturday delivery cost me. But it's worth it.
No.
Yeah, it costs a lot of money, but it's worth it. It's worth it for everybody else and it's worth it for us to get the stuff back, get it done, and back to people. But yeah, I just try to take the risk out instead of a tracker. I pay to overnight it.
Scott, what's your thoughts on that? On the tracker, on that Apple thing?
I just know I don't like that new eBay where it's just generic tracker. It was nice, but when it gets like sitting in one place, like I think you were showing earlier, it's like it could be moving, but if somebody just forgets to scan it or whatever else, it's just
it's hitting Samsung Galaxies. It ain't hitting Apple.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't like that. the tracking thing, how much is that going to cost? Jesus, if we went that route, I mean, I don't know. I haven't had that. I buy a lot. If anybody watches my pickup videos, I get quite a bit, and I don't really have issues. My biggest issues with Tops, but not with eBay.
Speaking of Tops, what the hell is going on with Bowman Heritage?
I've been kind of keeping one eye out. You're part of the Montgomery Club, ain't you?
You tell us, yeah.
Oh, that's my point. I'll bring it up real quick. So if I can find my email.
Bobbles must have a good bot.
Yeah.
A what?
A good bot to be a Montgomery Club member.
He's got all those,
how we got it?
all those devices lined up back there behind the national championship banner.
Oh, actually, that's a big walk-in closet. No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's your IT room.
No. So the way we got that, my wife works from home. And she gets because she keeps track of all the Bobbles emails.
Mm-hmm.
And she got the alert because she has her notifications on that Top sent out the email. And she immediately jumped on. And I think it put her in a queue. And she didn't know if we were going to get it or not. Well, it let her in the queue, or it let her in to purchase it. And it was, I'm not going to lie, it went up. And so she went ahead and bought it and was like, afterwards she was like, I didn't know if you wanted it, but we've been trying for so long. So I was happy she got it. It was more expensive than I expected, but I'm trying to find the email.
By any chance, did you read like the fine print? Can it be resold?
I didn't read it because I didn't try.
There is somebody I've been seeing on a couple of Facebook groups where some guy's trying to resell, supposedly has like 3 or 4 of them, and he's trying to sell them.
Well, I know it said
a lot of money too. I was like, holy cow. No way.
I know it tells you like on this product right here.
Mm-hmm.
And actually this is what I wanted to show. So they gave us the email saying that this was coming out, and then we got another email that said right here, and then it said, January 11th, right?
Right.
But if you see a max of 1 box per, right? And then it says, if it is discovered more than 1 box per membership was ordered, your order will be canceled. So how are people getting like all these massive amounts of boxes? I seen Blowout has the that rookie cup product that came out, the All-Star rookie team. They have boxes on their site. Blowout does $100 a box.
Well, I saw some breaker. He showed a picture of like he had boxes upon boxes behind him.
I know. So I'm friends with Platinum.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know how he gets them. Maybe I should. I don't know if he orders from Blowout or if one of the distributors gets access or how he gets them.
Right.
He's got a bunch of boxes of Brooklyn, and I thought it was a Montgomery exclusive.
Right.
He's got bunches of boxes of Brooklyn. I don't know where he got them from. Right. He doesn't have a Montgomery membership, right? So I don't know how he got them.
I don't either. That to me is like the biggest. I love breakers. We need breakers, but they need to put a handle on like what they get.
Well, they get it. So I do know, just from knowing them, and I've known them for several years now. They've been doing this for 10, 12 years, something like that. They've been in it for a long time. I know most of their product they have multiple distribution sources they get from.
Right.
Then there's also a site called DealerNet. Mm-hmm. And that's where like if Blowout wants to exchange product with DA or breakers want to trade within each other or buy off of each other or whatever, it's called DealerNet.
Right.
And then I do know he buys some product off of eBay and stuff. He'll go on and pay third party values and stuff. But yeah, when I something like Brooklyn, I don't know where he gets it from.
Yeah.
I've never really asked him, but they used to try to stick with just high-end product. Unfortunately, cost now of product has forced brake prices to be higher, and it's harder for them to break the high-end stuff because people can't afford it now. So how do you guys feel 2022 Topps Pristine is going to go over? They haven't had Pristine out in forever, so it will be bringing it back.
And if I remember correctly, ain't that one of their low end, like, I mean, it's not quite big league, but like
I'm
opening
trying
day.
to remember. Was Pristine ever in baseball?
I don't remember it being
I
in
know
baseball.
it was football, and I know they had basketball. I don't remember Topps Pristine baseball.
Might as well start trying new things now, I guess.
I don't remember that.
It's
But
gonna be
anyway, what I was going to say is, where the hell is Bowman Heritage? That was the email. It said last week,
Right.
coming next week, pre-order on the 11th. We've been checking all day. Nothing.
Right.
I don't know what they're doing. We originally got the email saying that we could pre-order it, and then they sent another email and said coming next week, and that it would be today, all day today, no email. I guess Fanatics has to email us now.
They,
I was
they
going to
might
say
have put
that.
in
I'm
a
like,
new security thing there with Fanatics and
With that
found back
deal-
doors.
with that deal, that they may have said, "Hey, everything's on hold until we get the ink dry."
Well, it was funny because I think it was last Tuesday when the initial email came saying we could order it, and then that's when the announcement dropped that Fanatics bought them, and then we get an email saying, "Oh, nope, it's next week," and now next week comes and we can't buy it. So there's something in the pipeline not working too well. The pipe's clogged up a little bit.
Well, all I
There's
know,
Bobbles Scott.
the first thing that's happened, the first time's happened to me is Topps actually sent me an email today before the fact telling me that my packages slips have an error on them. And I was like, what? It is a holdup on one of the shipments. I've never had that before. Never. And I got those today. And I was like, well, where's my Allen and Ginter boxes I've ordered?
Dude, they got your name flagged.
Yeah,
in their
they-
computer.
Bad
They
age.
hate you.
I don't know who I pissed off, but
Yeah, the
they
only
give a
thing
black
so far,
box though.
the only thing so far that we've been able to use the Montgomery Club for has been Brooklyn, and then that All-Star Rookie Cup product. So nothing too special. Got 2 boxes of Brooklyn and 2 boxes of the other stuff. I'm hoping that it allows us to get Sapphire. That would be cool. And really the main thing, something I don't know that I've ever showed on the channel fully, but the Montgomery sets. I think those are one of the best investments if you are a baseball fan to buy and keep in your closet. We all know, like all 3 of us here were involved in the 90s or the late 80s, the 90s. We've seen what path that went down. We've seen the values of, a Roger Clemens rookie card or a Greg Maddux rookie card or any of those guys. But then we see how much the Tiffany's are worth.
Mhm.
I've bought every set that they've came out with so far of the Montgomerys. I have them stashed. I've picked up some singles when they first come out because a lot of times you can snag singles. People will throw them up real cheap.
Yeah.
You can snag some singles of the rookies and just keep some copies of them out.
I've never been able to get a sealed set. I can probably recall on one hand how many times I've seen it available since I've gotten back in the hobby, and
They're on eBay,
it's outside my price range.
They're on eBay like right when they come out and they're gone.
And they're
then you
gone.
won't see
Okay.
them.
That makes sense.
I have 19, I have 20, and I have the 2021 set. And 19 is when they started doing the Montgomerys, the 582 sets.
Yeah.
I paid It's funny. So everybody was talking about how cards have dropped. I actually can pull it up. I bought the.
Yeah, they dropped where they went high smoking crack.
Well, I'm talking like the sports card market, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about how everything just drop. Well, this purchase, and I'll pull it up here. I don't think there's a way for me to share my screen, but I bought that set.
Yeah, there's a share button at the bottom.
Yeah.
Oh, is there? Okay,
Yeah.
hang on. Let me see if it'll let me do it.
It used to not be there, and they've updated it.
Do you pay for the subscription for StreamYard?
I do. I've got one.
Okay. All right. So let me see if I can figure this out.
That's
Show that again.
That's what I pulled out. Eloy purple.
Big baby.
Topps Chrome black.
Boy, people underestimate that man.
And then I pulled my second will in like 3 weeks. Will Clark auto. Green.
Dang.
Yeah, I got my black. I can't get my Allen again.
How many boxes were you able to get on that?
On black?
Yeah.
I just got one. It was kind of you only get 4 cards.
I didn't know if they were limiting.
I didn't even try. For 134, I was like, yeah, it's a Christmas present to myself. All the hours I've been working and stuff.
It's not letting me share it. So I bought the 2019 set on February 11th of 2021. So pretty much prime when sports card market was up here, right? Freaking heated in middle of February. Everything was high inflated, right?
Yep.
And I paid $390. If you go look at that set now,
way more than that. Too rich for me.
The last one sold.
Look at that.
Oh well, shit! It doesn't even show me.
Amari, was that in the black box? That's the Topps Limited. It was like they only made so many cases, right?
Yeah, that would be.
I've got that one. I broke it open and
yeah,
I've made some money getting.
I've never seen a complete Tiffany set where I could put my hands on it.
Because they jacked it up. Juan Soto wasn't in it. They didn't have Soto in it.
It wasn't even that. They don't even have Acuna in it.
Yeah, and Acuna wasn't in it. Those were the
two.
And
that set had a lot of controversy. Yes. So that set, people had tweeted Topps asking them if Acuna was going to be in that Tiffany, the limited edition set, because he's in the other complete sets. He's card 698, Right. And Topps replied, yes. And then a bunch of people ordered them. And then it came out and they were like, oh, wait, we didn't put him in there. And so they went back and tweeted everybody, oops, we made a mistake. A lot of people got pissed off. The only thing that's probably saving that set right now is having the Ohtani in it.
Yeah, that's the big card.
That's probably the only thing saving that set. I mean, got a couple other good players. I think Ozzie Albies is in it.
He is.
You got Jack Flaherty's in it. Bueller might have a rookie in it.
I graded the Ohtani. I got a 10 with SGC. I actually subbed it through you on that one, and then I hadn't done Flaherty. Ozzy I did and sold it. So the ones that I've done, I've sold them and done good on them. So
on the limited edition,
yeah, and they graded really good. So I got either 9, 5, or 10 on all of them.
I bought 2 Robert 582 Raws. I graded both of them. I sold one. I should have held on to it, but I sold one of them. But I still have one graded. I have a Soto from 2019, the Rookie Cup. That's 582 Montgomery. I have a couple other guys that I've picked up. Tatis, I have the 2019. So I have the set sealed in the closet, but then I also have a Tatis raw that's graded.
Have y'all seen any of this year's sets straight from boxes? Like, I've seen quite a few of them badly miscentered, or even almost miscut.
2021 sets.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you a story about that. I don't even know what mine looked like, but in 2020, when Walmart released the green box sets that had,
You got quite a few.
What's that?
You got quite a few of those, didn't you?
I have about 36 sets, but they were free. We'll say that. I hit the orange set, the blue set. I had 5 gold stars. I had the foil board of Boba Fett. I did really well on them. That's why I said they're free.
Right.
Because I sold the orange and the blue set and everything for like 3,600 or something like that. So all the ones I have still, including my gold star sets, they were paid for. When 2021 came out, I went and bought. Like, I went to Walmart. It's like, oh, sweet, they're on the shelf. They reeled me in like trout, just hooked me, line, sinker, tugged me right into the cart. I loaded all of them they had up, excited, ran to the damn register, checked out. What were they? $60, I think, a set.
Yeah,
I know where you're going.
12 of them, $700 and some dollars. Get home, rush home, crack them open. It didn't even dawn on me on the first one because I saved the foil board packs.
Mm-hmm.
They suckered me, man. Open them all up. First off, I think we only got 2 gold stars out of 12 sets. Okay, whatever. But then I looked at the foil boards and I seen the numbering on it. And I was like, wait a second. They just like 4x'd the serial number on these foil boards. And I started doing the calculations in my head and I'm like, wait, that means I don't even know what I came up with, but it was somewhere in the vicinity of 1 million. If you looked at all of the foil boards, and you got to think, there's the purple Target set with the chrome variation in it. There is the relic chrome rookie variation cards that they put in whatever color that one is. There was the green. There's the hobby reds.
Which each one of those rookie cards are the rookie card for that set.
For which set?
Being facetious, boys. Being facetious.
Hey, here's what I have to say. I don't care if it is I don't care if it's from their high school. Grandma's Cookies, Ken Griffey Jr., or Mother's Cookies, Ken Griffey Jr. If you want to consider that the rookie card of choice to put in your collection, be my guest, you know? There's so many of them out there, and that whole heated debate, the thing that ticked me off was the argument of people were against the Bowman's Best of being the rookie because it was going to devalue the 2022 rookie card. And then I go on eBay and I'm like, well, maybe I should just go ahead and pick one up, you know, whatever. I looked and they went from $9 to like $100. And I was like, wait a second. Y'all are saying that you want we want the 2022 rookies to go up, but you just inflated that card 10x.
Yep.
Well, and also that whole fight, like the boxes were going. I mean,
oh yeah, I've heard the boxes are hard to get.
Yeah, and they're so pricey, and it's like they don't make many of them to start with.
And if you really go and look at the rules.
Yeah, Victor hit on. I mean,
and I had spoke to him. I did a video on it too. The whole I made the cop card.
Now wait a minute. Now didn't Victor back up and pun a little bit on the?
No, he just apologized on how he spoke to Topps. Not really punt on like it. how it's not the rookie card. He just
he still stays by his word.
He blamed Topps for Topps wants to make money. That's all they don't care what we think.
Well, the funniest part of it all was the funniest of all of it is people were accusing Topps of trying to ruin Fanatics by strategically doing this to the set. And then it was like 3 days later, the announcement was made, oh, Fanatics bought Topps.
Right.
Do you think that they made that overnight one night? Just, between the release of Bowman's Best and January 3rd or whatever it was, they just called them up and say, hey, are y'all for sale? That should have been in the works.
People know. They've been saying Topps is going to Topps. Topps. And they've been doing this forever, and that's just Topps being Topps.
To be quite honest with you, if you compare the other sets where it was 70 cards and then 30 prospects, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing this year. The only thing they didn't do was take out the 30 prospects and put them in their own numbering. Because it's like I said, maybe Topps just figured the majority people that are buying this stuff are adults. And if we make the cards different design, which they did, the prospects are a different designed card than the base veteran and rookies. They probably figured, hey, if we make it a different design, these adults can figure this out. It's not that difficult. And what did it do? Oh my God, it shot hellfire through the whole hobby.
And the two big things is they don't have the RC qualifier on the front, and on the back it doesn't have the Players Association. So
this kid is in Bowman's Best.
Right.
He's had like 52 at bats in rookie ball in the lowest level of the minors. You're telling me his Bowman's Best card that happened to come out the same day as this card,
right,
is his rookie?
That's what I said. Comments. Yeah. The only one that you can even have that discussion is the Wander Franco because he played this year.
Yeah.
By the way, these look really, really nice. They didn't
make that
because they wanted it in the first. They wanted.
Well, it should be in
so
Series
hard
1.
To get Series 1. Series 1 is going to be nuts because of Wander Franco and a couple other players.
So here's the other question to that. The people who are saying, the same people that are saying that it's the Bowman's Best is Wander's rookie are also the same people that are saying that the Acuna bat down is his rookie.
And I don't agree. I've never agreed with that.
Yeah.
I've always, whatever the standard flagship card is the rookie card. I've been that way since I was a kid.
Yeah,
I'm an old dog. I'm not going to change stripes, man.
That's the point, though, because technically, if the bat down is Acuna's rookie, then wouldn't that make the opening day Lewis Roberts true rookie?
Well,
but the bat down is a short print, right? That's not his true rookie card.
But that's what variation. But that is what
the market is.
And I respect the guy to death in this hobby, but that's what Eric was saying.
Yeah,
he was saying that the bat down is the Acuna rookie because it's numbered within the base set. It doesn't have a different number. It's card 698.
But neither is any other short print.
That's my point.
But it does have a different number down in the bottom with the numbering, the codes.
The code is different. Exactly.
Yeah. You got a base set code and an insert code. Yeah, I the first time he said that, me and Eric talked quite a bit at the last.
Yeah, I respect the guy, but
but I mean. And he likes to have these discussions. It's not like, he's afraid of having
it. It's also
because I brought up at the national how we're like I feel like we are in another, when you were in the 80s or 90s, late 80s and 90s, did you know you were in the junk era?
No. I've talked to him about the same thing. Right. And why do you think I mentioned Montgomery?
Yeah, that's what I kind of feel. Just because we have one set that's low printed doesn't mean that we don't have 60 sets that are printed. And all these different colors and numbers and everything.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
So
like 101s don't matter. How a 101 doesn't hold the value anymore when there's a 101 of every single variation off of that card. It doesn't
Well,
make
now
it
you don't
special.
even have just one of one. You have many one of ones. You have print plates, color variant.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Car. It's like,
so speaking on that whole topic, right? Because I've kind of said the same thing, and Panini's getting even worse with it.
oh yeah,
You know,
yeah.
They have there's some cards that I've been sending in for platinum, from Mosaic. There's two different colors. There's a pink swirl and a green swirl. One of them is numbered to 10. One of them is numbered to 11. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me right now? Literally one number difference. They have out of 5, they have out of 8, they have out of 10, 11, 99, 27, all these different numbers, right? And then we look back and we're like, back in the day, we would look in the junk era, we would say, well, they serial numbered a card, but it was out of 4,000. And that was a high print run, even though that was a short print, right? If we
value, it was still a big card.
It still is.
Yeah.
But think about this, okay? There wasn't a 4,000, a 3,000, a 2,000, a 1,000, a 500, right? It was out of 4,000.
Right.
If we add up the amount of different serial numbers on all these different parallels, and you also got to include the Asia products, because Topps is doing Asian products, Panini's doing Asian products. So you got to add up all of those. And then you have to toss in, and Panini will never tell us, but and I've talked with Sean a lot about it. The non-numbered color parallels, right?
That's a good way to put it.
I would say we would be pretty close to getting to a 3,000 or 4,000 number.
Right.
The difference is what they're making people think.
Right.
Is there so many different ones?
Right.
And what people are believing, I mean, let's be real. Almost every box now is guaranteed 8 parallels. You know, it's crazy. And another thing you look at, back in those days, pulling an autograph card was unheard of. Yeah, they had numbered out of 10,000 and 30,000. A lot of those were classic. You know, classic had those insane numbers. But and my point is, we might not be at that stage, but we also now have Prism, Optic, Mosaic, Select, Donruss, Chronicles. I mean, how many products are out there?
Yeah,
literally.
And it's something that all three of us here, we talk about, we're passionate about, is cards getting graded. And then that's another way to artificially put a numbering on a card.
And I made that,
or whatever.
I wish I could share my screen to let y'all read. So Nat Turner made a post. I think it was either yesterday or the day before. He showed off his dual logo, man. It's Jordan and LeBron.
Right.
He had it crossed from a BGS 8 and I got a PSA 6. And he makes a statement on there. It says, well, it's a 101, so the numerical grade is irrelevant to begin with. Now, I disagree with that.
I do,
especially in today's stuff, because there's so many different 101s. But I still disagree with that. But my point to it was, grading was intended to take away the disparity or difference of opinions about condition of a raw card when we were trying to sell or trade it or whatever with whoever.
Right.
That was its original intent. I think today, because of the lack of transparency of Panini, specifically, I mean, Topps, if you number crunch, you can figure stuff out. Panini, it's all behind the curtain. We don't know. I think grading has become more to place the value on the card based on population of it rather than condition. I mean, when grading started back in the 90s, some of the cards, or most of the cards that were being graded, weren't from the 90s. It was older stuff.
Right.
And that was to help with transactions and tell, is this a 3? Is it a 5? Is it a 7? Today, it's like a card barely breathes. It barely. We talk about, what slabs and sleeves and this, that, and the other. The reality of these cards is a lot of times they don't even touch air.
Right.
They come out of a sealed pack, go into a sleeve, into a card saver, into an envelope, and out to a grading company, into a slab. They hardly touch air, So grading, to me, has became more just looked at on a value aspect as increasing the value of it. Whereas back in the day, it was to take away and more streamlined condition senses of a card.
Yeah.
The whole purpose of slabbing is a 180 from the original intent. And
well, I mean, I still use that especially when I buy vintage, because I'm not good at vintage. So if I got a grade to start with, I start.
What takes that away? What takes it all away?
What? Oh yeah, and you got your authentic.
just buy it with no corners, no borders, holes in it, whatever. As long as it looks good,
right?
There's no question on what the grade should be, but damn if it don't look good.
Right. Well,
shout out to Ziggy. What's up, brother?
Me and you have talked.
What's up, Ziggy?
When I got my satchel, my Clemente that stays on my table, I got little hairline creases that make it a 2.5 that you can't even
see.
Notice. Yeah.
Yep.
It took some vintage guys at a table with a black light for us to. And then when I told them what the prices were, I got, and they're like, "Man, did you hold the guy up?" And I felt good about that. So because those guys know a lot more than I do. I mean,
I love vintage. On the new stuff, man. I've gotten hooked on PSA's app, and you're able to do the certification and see pop count. You can either take a picture of it or enter it, and it'll do the pop count on it. And I love doing that now. I'll go through, even if I'm on eBay or social media, if that's on there, I'm curious.
See,
and it's funny to see the serial numbered cards. There's more on some of these products. There are more cards graded than what were actually issued.
Yeah.
There's 25. There's 25 in the set, but it's been graded 40 times.
Right.
So the pop count's 40.
Yeah.
I'm
not a pop count guy, but I love my grades as a collector, man. It just added another level to my way I collect.
How's the registry? How's all this working out? I know we talked about a little bit with PSA before you got on here and in the chat, but you do the registry.
Yeah.
How is PSA pricing so far affected you, and do you think it's going to affect? What do you think they're going to do for members of the registry?
I'm lucky enough that my registries are Gary Carter, so they're not. We're a small group, but it's a small group that's passionate about Gary Carter. So the cards are out there to find when people. I can tell when somebody's selling off their Gary Carter lot, right? All of a sudden, they just start popping up, and it could be aggressive for a minute, but you could. A lot of people already have a lot of them. The prices to me, some of them, the 10s have gone up, but I can still get an 8 if I want to at a lower price, at the low.
So grades doesn't matter for the registry, right? Sorry,
what's that? Yeah, a 10 will increase your grade, your number, than an 8. It raises your average. That's it. So
let me ask you something, and I know this was tossed around by someone much larger in the YouTube verse than myself, and I don't know if they heard it from listening to my channel or through the grapevine or what. But I came up with an idea a while back that I tossed out that I've never been like, I understand the aspect of the registry because it could be fun. And you're a Gary Carter collector. You can see behind me, I'm a Michael Taylor collector.
Right.
I came across a guy who used to collect Taylor, and I actually picked up a couple. I got his Topps Chrome Rookie Superfractor now because I was able to track it down. I have the only known bat knob that was ever made for him. I tracked that down. So I know what it's like to be a player collector or even a team collector or a Hall of Fame registry collector, that sort of thing. It's fun. And like you said, there's a few of y'all doing the registry and y'all connect and have fun. And that's what this hobby is about. That's what makes it fun, right?
Right.
And I know there's probably a little competitive level there because you want to.
Right. For me, it's not, but
on a rare card, you want to get to it before somebody else snags it.
I want the food and beverage cards. That's what I'm always looking for. But yeah, go ahead.
But y'all probably banter back and forth about the collection and everything.
Right.
But you all appreciate each other's stuff. It's all fun.
Yep.
Do you think? And I say this because I feel as hobbyist and that just enjoys sports cards. If there was a way to have a universal registry, could it make the collector portion of the hobby stronger and maybe take away some of this who's best grading company aspect?
Right.
Because with that, like I have slabs from 8 different companies in my collection. I prefer the Tux, but I'll buy PSA. I'll buy, all of them Taylors up there are BGS. I'm not going to crack them out and have them done elsewhere. They're perfectly fine where they are.
Right.
But if I pick up a raw Taylor, like I actually have one here,
like a race car seat.
Anyway, it's in that box down there. I have a raw Taylor Chrome that I don't have slabbed by BGS. But if I send it to SGC, okay, fine. It's not going to be unison up there. But if I wanted to do a registry on it, why should I have to send it all to PSA? Just to be able to enjoy that portion.
Right.
I think...
you're right. I agree 100%. But PSA is PSA's, like, CSG started a registry,
right,
just for people because it's an easy, it's like a gateway drug to their company.
And I know people have asked SGC to do it, but I don't even want. Like, I feel the registry and being set specific for that slab, you're then putting more emphasis on that slab. And even someone that only submits to SGC, I don't want that because I'm going to find cards like the Taylors that are going to be in PSA or BGS or whatever. And if I'm happy with just owning it there and it's already slabbed up and I'm paying for it to, let's be real. You can get a raw copy cheaper, but if I'm buying it and it's already slabbed, then why am I going to crack it to go pay again to have it reslabbed?
Right.
If it was just universal.
And they're not going to get rid of the registry because they've got an app for it.
Right.
Well, I'm not saying that they have to get rid of theirs. I think it will put us on a more...
For those that thought that was going to happen, because I've heard talk of that PSA was going to do away with the registry.
I think it could put the hobby at a better feeling for collectors if we weren't PSA, BGS, SGC, CSG, whatever.
Exactly, Snoop.
I think it would strengthen, like when you go to a show and you're looking for a Gary Carter.
Right.
If you've seen one that you didn't have and it was in an SGC or a CSG or a BGS slab, you're not going to care at that point.
Right.
Because you could grab it, run home or, run to your phone and enter it into that registry, and bam, you get credit for it. You don't have to send it off and worry about what the PSA grading fees are, how long it's going to take, any of that stuff, what it's going to get from them.
Right.
You wouldn't have to worry about any of that. You could just enter it and enjoy it.
Yeah, because to be honest, I'm at the point now with my Gary Carter collection, as I am running out of cards to even purchase in the PSA slabs. I have to buy mine raw and send them in. Well, that's over with now. Anyway, I'm not, unless they come back with a $12, $15, I'll wait a year, whatever. But yeah, all my Gary Carters are in a PSA, and it'll take a third party hobbyist, somebody that loves the, like the database, like what is that database I use? It's like cardboard database or something.
Yeah.
Somebody like that just holds a database for funsies, because on there you can register your raw cards and compete against other people's collections on there.
Well, and see, I know that the question would be, well, how could you say that somebody just didn't take a certain number off of eBay without buying the card? And I already had this thought. I just don't know how to put it into action. You could legitimately, somebody could make a lot of money off this. And I think people would actually enjoy it.
Right.
But let's just say, this card, I want to enter that in there, and it's on the universal database. Give them the cert number off the PSA slab. The universal registry could then assign this its own universal cert number for the registry. It could then have a provenance. They could keep track of who owned it. If I sold this to you, it could change hands. I mean, where they're doing that with NFTs and everything else right now, right?
Yeah.
People are paying a guy. People are paying a guy. Listen to this, okay? And I'm not talking $20 a card for. I'm talking $2 even. Somebody can make a lot of money, right? But they're paying a guy what, $20, $25 to put a sticker on the slab to tell me if my PSA 10 is a PSA 10. So what would it hurt for somebody to charge $2 to get a registry number to enter into a universal registry, right? Yeah. I mean, people want to be creative. Let's get creative.
Yeah, right. Ray went, was it the Magaloni guy, the YouTuber? I'm butchering his name. God, I loved his video. He went off on that topic. It was great.
I don't disagree with the topic let's be real, and I'm not knocking them again, but let's be real, not all PSAs 10s are created equal.
Oh, no.
So there's a need for a third-party opinion, a third-party second opinion on the third-party grader's opinion. There's a need for that, sadly.
But what's his qualifications to do that?
So his qualifications are where things get skewed. Because at one time he was the lead grader for PSA. And then he purchased and was the owner of GAI, who was actually a very reputable grading company until they got caught up in trimmed cards, and I guess there were some fakes and stuff. Imagine that, trimmed cards and fake cards, and they went under, but today it's like no big thing. They're new. We'll just brush it off. They're new, no big deal, right? Back then, they went under. So the guy's name, he has relevancy in the hobby, but he also has a little bit of a black eye to his name as well. So, I mean, could there be some bias there? I don't know.
Well, yeah, if I was PSA, SGC, BGS, any of those, I wouldn't want nobody going back and saying my 10 wasn't a 10.
Well, I mean, and also, I mean, us collectors know. To me, you're not going to tell one 10 from another 10 unless it's a bent corner and you're like,
Stevie
Wonder grade this one. So,
We
To
pay
me,
for opinions.
right. 5s and 6s is where I start going, okay, this is not what I want. I don't want a 5 that the edge is off the card.
Hey,
So,
somebody's on now that missed my whole rant on that earlier.
well, PSA will never go to a 9.5. Then every card have to be regraded. So they missed the boat on that one.
Well, I was talking about it earlier because of the whole gem rate conversation.
I thought you weren't going to talk about it.
Oh, did you hear it?
Well, I read I'm on your Facebook page.
Oh, no. I didn't say I wasn't going to talk about it.
Okay.
I actually said I was debating doing a video.
Oh,
But here's
yeah,
the thing, though.
came on here and we've been chit-chatting, and so it was all neutral. But yeah, that was a very good conversation. Snoop, you need to go back and listen to that at the beginning.
Yeah, I wasn't biased one way or the other on that. I actually am looking at that data with neutral eyesight because the reality is that data is freaking irrelevant. Do you send every card? Let me ask you, do you send every card in to be graded to XYZ LMNOP grading company? And every card you send in, do you expect to get a 10?
No, because I don't.
Then that data shows nothing.
Right.
That data is only useful if the expectation of every card that is sent in to those 3 companies is under the impression that they are gem mint cards. Otherwise, you would need to know the percentage of cards that people sent that they didn't expect to get a 10, and then calculate that and say, okay, well, I sent 10 cards I thought were 10s, 8 of them got 10s, so I had an 80% gem rate, right? That's why I think it's a stupid conversation. I know people are thinking that I'm on it just because of the way the data looks. It makes SGC look tougher. The fact is, it's irrelevant information. It's just good to share. It was a shit-stirring topic. It got a lot of talk. The videos that I've seen out there are kind of silly, but as someone who only grades with SGC, I am not putting them up on the pedestal and saying, look, guys, told you so, they're tougher, because I know better. That isn't what that data is showing. That data is irrelevant. So,
yeah, I mean, right now I am grading. I got this complete set, right? So I've been slowly getting these graded. I know they're not going to come back at 10. The best I'm getting is a 3. So, and I'm happy with that. They're comics that were wrapped around a piece of bubble gum in 1979.
right. I send stuff all the time. I mean, I send cards that I write on the card saver, please only authenticate. And it'll be like a 90. I sent a 90s insert, Upper Deck Lynchpins Ken Griffey Jr.
Mhm.
I bought it, had creases in the corners, but I wanted the Lynchpins.
Yep.
I sent it in and just asked it to be slabbed authentic.
Right.
Okay, well, I just affected that gem rate data because that card should have, apparently under the eyes of everyone, that card should have never been sent because the only thing you should send are gems.
Well, only if you're showing, and I mean, if you're sending ultra modern to modern, yes, you're gonna want 10s because if you don't get a 10 or a 9.5 or even a 9, it's a waste of time.
Yeah,
I mean,
failure.
Right, and I mean, I got a little Godsmack when I finally watched the video from Triple Crown they did yesterday, I believe, that Nats man told me about. I didn't even know. I was at work these 2 days. But I got a 5 on a Freddie Freeman rookie, and I can't wait to get that because I have no idea. It's got to have something, a crease or wrinkle on there that I didn't see. But
he didn't see anything. JT said he didn't see it either on video.
So
which company is it?
PSA. So it's one. It's been gone for 13 months. So
I got a Topps Now Soto card when they won the series, and submitted 2 of them to PSA. One got a 9, and then the other got a 3. There are That's got to be run over by a damn milk truck. There's no creases. There's no whiting. I mean, it looks good. Is it a 10? No. But is it a 3? Hell no.
I'm putting underneath the black light when it gets here. I'll see what's going on. And, you know, if with a most times you got a wrinkle in an ultra modern, you're going to get a 6 to start with. So right there. So we'll see.
What I've always thought, and you know, we see a lot of cards.
Bro, I know you do, yeah.
And sometimes, like, a card will come back and somebody will be like, you know, it's like Sean. He's on here right now. I know he looks his stuff over. And if it's like an ultra modern, I know he's not going to send it unless it's meets a certain criteria.
Right.
I think sometimes with some of these companies, like in your case, you said it got a 5.
Yeah.
I would almost be willing to lay money. Your card should be an 8.
Somebody hit the wrong key.
Yes.
I was getting 6s left and right when they were
9.
really busy. And I really think they should have been 9s. I said that.
Mine
think
was
I
a
even
3.
said
Should
on
have
one
been
of
6.
Lidco 3's videos because he kept getting 6s.
Yep.
And I think somebody's typing in the wrong number.
They are under
the
so
same
much
thing because
pressure.
the most common grade that gets questioned by people who review their cards, if they get a card back, the most common grade is a 6.
Right.
And the other reason that I say I think it's typos, think about this. You never see a half grade on a grade that gets questioned.
Right.
Never. And PSA doesn't like to use the half grades.
Right.
Maybe it's because they actually sit there and enter the numbers, and that 0.5 is 2 extra keystrokes. So they try flatlining it without the half.
Your 10 key skill at that level, you're doing 10 key, hitting the decibel is not, it's all muscle memory. And when you're thinking you're going to hit that button, you're stopping. I'm speaking from experience with 10 keys.
Yep.
Is that you have to stop and look.
Especially if your bulk of it is.
And when you go back and you've misadjusted your hand and you got to go back and reset, you're usually making a typo.
Right.
On your first couple of keystrokes.
I have been thinking that, and I've said that to a few people, especially with 6s, because it's, you know, it's inverted anyway, and it's a 9. And, you know, I've had a couple of 6s, and I was like, what? And I don't know. I just got a Freddie Freeman back from SGC that was an 8.5. So maybe I should just stop.
Well, if you think about it,
which card is it though?
8.5.
It's his rookie.
Is it the Bowman? Because that's black bordered.
No, it's the Topps flagship 2011.
I know centering on some of them can be tricky because it is a bordered card.
Yeah, hold on one second.
They also have foil on them. It could be something with the foil.
Hey, but look at it this way. With that card, and it's an 8.5, they don't give a lot of 8.5s.
Yeah. Well, he said that was SGC.
Oh, I thought he said that was PSA. My bad.
No, he said the 8.5 was SGC.
All right. Yeah, if it was PSA, I think that helps it.
But if you
heard it,
I mean, if you ever really think about it, grades, 99% of the grades people are questioning, whether it's something we get back in our group sub or somewhere out on the interwebs or YouTube or whatever, somebody's doing a reveal and they're like, I don't know what happened to this. 99.9% of the time, it's going to be an even grade. It's not going to be a half point. And it's going to most likely be a 6.
Right.
And that's why I don't know their whole process on entering the data in there, but I would assume it's keyed. And it's very easy and would make so much sense to hit that 6 instead of that 9.
I very rarely even, you know, talk. When I get a grade, I'm like, oh, that's what it is. I very rarely complain about it. It's opinion of somebody that could have gotten a fight with his wife on the way out the door. You don't know, you know, so it's just one of those things. But when it's like that, you're like, good God, what did I miss with that?
Well, I think all three of us in the circles of folks that we associate with in the hobby are all of the same opinion. We're not those folks that are, you know, get a grade back and like, oh, okay, this is an 8. why did this? Oh, well, I didn't see this.
Mhm.
You know, I didn't see this and I didn't see that originally. I don't recall either one of y'all or most of the people I follow do that. They accept the grade for what it is. It's like, well, okay, I missed it.
Right.
Unless, you know, it's somebody like I've seen Nolan, but Nolan's able to explain it. Look,
You know what I'll do sometimes? I never question it, like as they're incorrect necessarily. But what I'll do, and I'll show you an example right here because I didn't know why.
I'm
Actually, I have a
I'm
stack
dumb
of
on
them right
this. Is
here.
there can you appeal a grade with any vendor?
What's
Yeah,
that?
PSA, I know you can call them and go, I think this was labeled incorrectly or whatever. And you can send it back, but they're not going to allow you to do that all the time.
So I cracked this out. It got an 8.5, but I also sent a Trevor Lawrence that got an 8. And then there was another guy that sent 2 Mac Jones and he got 7s. And so I was curious, as like, I had pulled this right out of a pack from a blaster, checked the corners, everything, centering looked good, front and back. And when it came back in 8.5, I was like, what the hell was going on with it? So I sometimes, just to educate myself, I'm not sending this back in, but to educate myself, if it's a card that I felt was clean, yeah, see, he got a 9.5. So I felt this was clean. So what I'll do to educate myself sometimes, I've done it on some Vlads, I've done it on some Prism cards. If it's like an 8 or something like that, and I don't know what happened, I'll crack it to look at it to
Right.
see what I missed. I'm not going to send it back in. I'm not paying again to have it graded.
No shit.
And actually, I did miss something on this. There's a dimple right under New England on the back. There's a dimple on the back of it. So it was graded accurately. I just do that to try
Send a
to
PSA.
educate my.
Does
I ain't paying them.
does
On the
PSA
back.
if you
Hey,
send that back,
Bobbles, you
hey,
might appreciate this. You've been getting into vintage. I got this just back not too long ago. 4.5
That's a nice one.
on the Dr. J rookie.
Have you ever seen mine?
No, I don't think I have. I really
I have the best Dr. J rookie in history.
is that one with like a hole in the forehead or something where somebody put it on a board?
Nope. Nope. I'll get it out of my case and then I'll let you guys go for the night.
All right.
yeah, I'm about to say
I had to get that
Drop
because
the mic on it. This is the best Dr. J ever.
man, he played at the Virginia Squires, man. There's a rookie in Richmond,
Hey,
California.
does PSA charge you if you send it back for them to review it? Do they charge you a reholder fee?
I think they do. Unless they find it was a mistake. Then I think you need
So what did yours get? A 4.5?
4.5, yeah. I bought it raw from my card shop.
Lower it down a little bit.
You got the authentic.
Hey.
I have the Poke J. It has no corners.
Oh my
Yes,
god.
yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
I have the Poke J.
Yeah.
The greatest
That's a
Dr.
round
J.
one.
You want to know why I bought this? So just like the maze, I can't afford the high grades and stuff.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I got this for $67 raw.
Yeah.
It was on eBay. Nobody was buying it. I messaged the seller. We kind of talked back and forth. He gave me a price, what he was happy with accepting on it. I was like, look, I know it's crazy, but I also know if you look, this is one of those cards. If you look at it, it presents well. The color is perfect.
It took me a minute to figure out what you're talking about. Yeah.
It was in a binder. And you remember them little triangle pieces that they would tack down photos?
Yep.
They cut them off. That's why it doesn't have corners.
Right.
I buy pinhole cards,
Yep.
the trimmed off borders. I buy this stuff because I can afford it.
Yeah.
Well, that was common practice back in the day, was to cut them down.
Right. And they look so.
Well, that's why like a lot of tobacco cards, the paper's missing on the back.
They were glued in, yeah. But yeah, they always look nice.
Right.
They're not a high grade, but they look they present well, I should say. They just display well.
Yeah.
And
if you want the card, like me, I just want the card. You know,
I seen
those card ones.
I seen on Facebook this evening earlier before I got on here, a PSA 1. Okay. This was all like roughed up, white, everything, right?
Yep.
The back of this is perfect, clean. The front is clean, right?
Yeah.
There was a PSA 1 that was ugly.
Right.
$42.50.
Oh, yeah.
I paid $2,800 for this one.
Right.
I'll take that discount all day long.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but
yeah.
All right, guys. I'm gonna hop off of here for the night. But good chatting.
Got both of y'all on here. Y'all both have added to my Gary Carter collection. I want to say appreciate that to both y'all.
Oh, hey, no problem.
Here. Yeah.
Yeah, I reached out to him one day. I had was it a Donruss Classics or something like that? A game used auto?
It was the auto. No, it was the Topps Supreme, I think.
No, it was a Donruss or a Prestige product. Like,
it was Prestige. That's what it was.
Yeah, but it was like a low numbered game used auto.
Yeah.
I don't have any collecting use for Gary Carter, and I thought that's who you said you PC'd. So I hit him up one day. I don't even remember what I sold. I know it was cheap, but
I was like, sure.
You're going to appreciate it way more than I would. So that's what it's about anyway. So
yeah. And you've returned a favor. So for me, on the Robles and from the National. So
he needs all the Robles help he can get.
I'd send him Robles. Him and Corey Seager. He got a stack of Corey Seager.
All right, hang on. I'm gonna brag. I'm gonna brag for just 1 minute, real quick, before we go.
All right.
I'm gonna just for Nats, man.
I know what he's doing, and he's being an ass.
What has he got? A box full of Robles?
Dude, we were talking that we should have been picking up Soto's, and because he PC's robust too. Don't let him fool you.
Right.
I do PC him. He's a lot of this wall back here.
Yeah.
There's a super.
Yeah.
Hurting a man. That hurts.
There's a logo, man.
I thought I did good with a night swoosh wristband.
How about this one? I love this one.
Yeah,
that's a nice one.
Game used Jackie Robinson Day patch.
Yeah, anything with a 42 on it's great.
Yeah, I love that.
That's beautiful, actually.
Yeah, he likes showing these to me. That's the one that's like right in the heart.
Yeah, that's nice.
I have tons of Robles too, so it's.
I was psyched because I got
That's one of those. When I said, it's fun to collect, I don't do it to like spite him, but I also know sometimes if there's something I see pop up on eBay, I better grab it because I know there's other people. Taylor, I don't know anybody else that PC's Taylor, so normally I can wait a little bit to grab his stuff. Robles, I know there's people out there that actually are PCing him, so I have to grab them as they come up. And it gets tough sometimes.
Taylor had a pretty good year in Kansas City this year. So.
Gold Glove.
Yeah, that's why. So you better be watching that too. Kansas City fans are kind of rabid. So,
guys, thank y'all for being on here, man. I really appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you to everybody that's been on the chat and been in and out. Bobbles. He's got his YouTube channel. God, he's got to pull the red fives off, y'all. Killing a brother. Check out Bobbles' channel if you're interested in any. He's not going to do this, but I'm going to do it. If you're interested in doing any SGC submissions, he's somebody I've used. I trust him. Go to his Facebook page and check that out. And he's got how to do that to submit and stuff. And then for Big Scott. He's got a YouTube channel, B1gscott35, just like on his profile down there. Check his YouTube stuff out. He does a lot of cool stuff on his returns. And there's a couple of videos, and I've suggested that he do a second channel or put some more out because it's really cool, but it's like Star Wars and gaming stuff. And we're Star Wars geeks. So and he's just a couple of months older than me. So,
what's funny?
Got a lot in common. So check his stuff out. And
it's funny. I posted a Star Wars card up for a kid on Instagram the other day. And somebody reached out to me about buying it, and then it got me in a rabbit hole on eBay. And
Star Wars will do that, man.
I bought 2 Yoda autos. I don't really buy. I had the comics back there. I ended up letting them go because comics, I like them, but they're too tough to display and enjoy. So I got a little bit of money back out of them to put back into cards, but I hadn't bought any Star Wars cards except for some stickers. And I got in a rabbit hole and I bought a couple freaking Yoda autos. So that'll be cool.
I got the complete living set.
That's it.
Yeah. There's some cool stuff out there. I've actually been looking for what's his name? Peter. Is it Peter Lawler or something like that? The guy that played Chewbacca. I'm thinking about trying to pick one of his autos up just because he's not, the missus like Chewbacca and he's no longer around. So
it's
kind of tough to find his stuff at a decent price. But
expensive.
And he didn't sign a lot of stuff either, is my understanding. So
so I got a couple of those on my watch list, but. All right, fellas. I could sit here and talk cardboard all night, but I'd get in trouble. So,
all right.
Do y'all want to give a shout out for your if you got anything social media other than YouTube and Facebook?
I just got the
you did enough already, my man. I just wanted to
Twitter.
I just hit you up to see if you wanted to chat. We haven't done this in a while. I need to get StreamYard. I know people like having the comments put up. I don't really use StreamYard, so I need to sign up for it, get the subscription, and do it more like this because I do enjoy going live, and y'all know I can talk.
Very, very user-friendly.
I love it. So
very user-friendly. Well,
I like doing it on OBS because I can have my other camera.
Yeah, that does.
Yeah, but
y'all
all right, fellas.
Hey,
y'all have a good night.
Y'all be good, and folks, remember, keep your head up. Eyes up, head on a swivel. Deuces, we're out.